Hello and welcome to keyboarding. Today we will focus on home row keys, finger placement, and posture. Keyboarding has become a necessary skill in our digital world. So let's get started. What is the name of this computer workstation part? That's right. It is a keyboard. Good job! How does a keyboard help us when using a computer workstation? Let's think about it. What does it help us do? You use the keyboard to tell the computer what to do. It is an input device. That means the keyboard is a tool that we use to put data into a computer. The middle row of letters is called the home row keys. This is where we rest our fingertips as we type. Fingertips on the left hand rest on the letters A, S, D, and F. The thumb hovers above the space bar until needed. Let's look at the specific job for each finger on the left hand. Pinky presses letter A. Ring finger presses letter S. Tall man presses letter D. Pointer presses letter F. And thumbkin presses the space bar. Fingertips on the right hand rest on the letters J, K, L, and the punctuation mark semicolon. The thumb hovers above the space bar and may also be used to press this key. Now let's look at the assigned job for each finger on the right hand. The pinky presses the colon and semicolon key. The ring finger presses the letter L. Tall man presses the letter K. Pointer presses the letter J. And thumbkin may press the space bar. We have learned that our fingertips rest on the home row keys. We must also relax our fingers and curve them so they rest on the correct keys. Don't forget that the palms of our hands do not rest on the keyboard. Also remember that our wrists and arms do not rest on the table. The position we place our body in when keyboarding is important. Be sure to sit up straight. Don't sit like a couch potato. Never, ever slouch. Adjust your office chair so your feet are flat on the floor. If your chair is not adjustable, use a box or a wooden platform to rest your feet upon. Your elbows should be at the side of your body, not flared out like a cobra ready to strike. It is now time for you to identify some keys on the keyboard. In Activity 1, you have two options. 1. You may open the provided JPEG of this slide in Microsoft Paint. Or 2. You may print this slide. This keyboard will be used with the instructions on slides 17 and 18. If you chose to open the JPEG in Microsoft Paint, be sure you have the toolbox and color box open. If you need to open one or both of these items, click on View, then click on Toolbox and Color Box. If you chose to print slide 16, use color pencils or crayons to complete this activity. Don't use markers because they may bleed through the paper. Now let's get started. Follow these instructions. Color the A and colon, semicolon, yellow. Color the S and L green. Color the D and K blue. Color the F and J red. Now that you have finished following the instructions on slide 17, let's follow these instructions. Color the space bar purple. Color the Enter key yellow. Color the backspace key yellow. Color the keys you use to type numbers orange. It is very important for you to follow these guidelines to submit your work. How to save and submit Activity 1. Save your work as a picture or JPEG. Name the file like this example, but use your first and last name instead of mine. Keyboarding _1_ sherryturner.jpg extension. Submit your work by attaching it to an email and send to st02796@georgiasouthern.edu. If you chose to print the sheet for Activity 1, you will need to scan it in and save it as a JPEG and follow the rest of these instructions. Now let's move on to Activity 2. You will be practicing good posture and keeping your fingers on the home row keys while keyboarding. Open Microsoft Word. Then follow the instructions on slides 21 and 22. You will practice typing the home row keys. Let's get ready to keyboard. Don't forget about what you have learned about good keyboarding posture. Position your hands and fingers on the home row keys. Type your first and last name, then press Enter. Type the letter A 5 times with the correct finger. Press Enter. Type the letter S 5 times. Press Enter. Type the letter D 5 times. Press Enter. Type the letter F 5 times, then press Enter. Let's continue practicing. Be sure your hands are in the correct position on the home row keys. Type the letter J 5 times, then press Enter. Type the letter K 5 times. Press Enter. Type the letter L 5 times. Press Enter. Type the punctuation mark, colon, semicolon 5 times, then press Enter. Repeat the steps on slides 21 and 22 one more time. Now it's time to save and submit Activity 2. Save the document as a docx file. Name the file like this example, but use your first and last name instead of mine. Keyboarding _2_ sherryturner.docx. Submit your work by attaching it to an email and send to st02796@georgiasouthern.edu. Now that you have successfully completed this module, give yourself a round of applause.